So this is the New Balance 2010, and it's called the Grey Days Arid Stone colorway, which is a quite a unique colorway in my opinion. These were released in 2025, part of, like I said, the Grey Day month of May, and a few weeks after, I just saw them on price reduced to £75, which is a bargain. And I know they're sort of sat around. I don't think that many people have been interested in this particular model, but I think sneakers in general just seen a bit of a downturn anyway. So hence why, a lot of these sneakers have been sitting, but I do like, this particular colorway. And it's a mid-tier sneaker, so this is in similar vein to other New Balance sneakers that have come out, like the 1906R, the 2002R, and dare I say even the sort of 2002, the 2000 Abzorb, which is slightly higher in price, but kind of similar, I suppose, price range compared to the higher tier New Balance sneakers, and because these are made in China. And they were made as a lifestyle sneaker, so you can sort of see that. Obviously, most New Balance sneakers take their inspiration from running. So with the details, it comes in this Arid Stone, Rain Cloud and Calcium colorway. So I think, the colorways on this, the Arid Stone is kind of this overlay here, which is kind of going towards grey, almost like taupe type color. And then the grey, I think, the Rain Cloud is kind of the mesh material that you see. And then the Calcium, I'm guessing, is the midsole color. I just think it works really, really well, in my opinion. This is probably one of the best 2010 models that I've seen compared to others. I also like the black, white and grey pair that's coming out soon as well. And this has an Abzorb in there as well, so the midsole is pretty much made of Abzorb material, which is New Balance's material for impact protection and shock absorption, but also gives you sort of compression. And then the gel-like materials that you see here, this is good for sort of, again, shock absorption, but also impact shock absorption and enabling you to get off your foot as well. And this also comes with a stability TPU plate. I'm not sure if this particular sneaker needed it, in all honesty, because it's quite sort of rigid anyway, but nice to still have it, in a general sort of lower tier sneaker. So yeah, overall that's pretty cool. And it's got sort of pretty much these types of nubuck, almost sort of fake suede type material going on, not as premium as what you would see on, I suppose, other New Balance models, but it still sort of has that sort of brushy effect that you can sort of see. But yeah, overall, still fine for what it is, especially for the price. And the price on these were £140. So with the confident sizing, these are on the medium side, so they feel very much like a 2002R or 1906R. I think the only thing is they sit slightly higher up, so they are labelled as 2010s, and they're kind of in that middle ground between the 2000 Abzorb and the 1906R, so they sit slightly higher up, but at the same time they kind of have that sort of more bouncy feeling that you would get with the 2000 Abzorb model. And it also has sort of neutral arch and heel support. You can sort of see that in here. It's very simple, and also the insole itself is very kind of thin as well. Nothing special going on here. It's a Durapontex. But yeah, it's fine. It does, it's okay. It's not going to be anything too special. And I do recommend, if you're going for a pair of these, then probably maybe look to go down half size, if not go true to size, because what I find is with this size conversion, I'm in the UK, so my sizing on this, because these were on sale and I picked them up for £75, I ended up getting a UK 7, which is a US 7.5. And usually with my runners, I go with a UK 7.5, which is a US 8 in New Balance, and in Nikes those are US 8.5, what that would be. So I'd sort of recommend maybe going down half size if you want to, but true to size would work as well. They'll just be slightly loose, especially if you have a wide foot. Going true to size probably would work. And no wear in time, they're just good to go at the box. They're very sort of flexible and very easy to wear. Obviously this pair, like I said, is more true to size for me, so they're going to be a little bit tight to begin with, but I can sort of break those in. And the traction is very good on these, much like any other New Balance runner. This one's got more of a sort of sticky tacky feel to it because of it being sort of slightly sort of translucent. So yeah, it feels fine on foot as well. With the look and style, it's got like a neutral colorway. Overall, like, again, it's a Grey Day colorway, so it's very much a New Balance special. But I just think it looks really, really cool and really nice. I like the little blue hits on there as well, and the grey reflective lights going on. It just looks really nice, and also the Abzorb midsole as well. It kind of obviously gives it that age look, but the contrast of the gel pods that you see here makes it look quite cool and unique and sort of stand out. It does have a chunky look to it, so it's kind of similar to the 992s and the 993s. And I think this one you can rock all seasons. Quite similar to a lot of the New Balance sneakers. Really, they kind of work well in pretty much all seasons, and they feel quite sort of rugged as well. And it's a good casual and also a smart casual sneaker in my opinion. This one, because it's got a slightly, I suppose, sporty look, but this particular colorway, and again, depends on the colorway that you get. I think you can get away with only smart casual. It has sort of these sort of sail laces in there at the moment. Nice quality, again, by New Balance, but you can also put in a pair of grey laces. So with the final thoughts, I do like the fact that it looks like a 992 and a 993. So it's got that, like I said, chunky aesthetic, a lot of overlays going on the panel throughout, and just looks really sleek in my opinion. And the comfort is good. Like, it's very similar to, like I said, the 1906R, 2002R in that respect, and quite sort of bouncy. And the price, £140, you can't really go wrong with it. I think, they come in at a good price. So with the cons, I think obviously people who don't like chunky sneakers, especially this is kind of like mid chunky. I wouldn't say it's like totally massive. It's just kind of just slightly more than usual. So with the ratings, I'm going to go with the look and style of a 5. I think this particular colorway just works really well in my opinion. This is probably one of the best ones I've seen. There's a few other colorways that I've kind of seen, the black and grey one and also the kind of rose coloured one. They both look very nice. And the comfort, I'm going to go with a 4. It's nothing special, but at the same time, it's still good. And the quality, I'm going to go with the 4 as well. Again, it's using slightly sort of cheaper materials, but it's not like anything that's that bad. It's actually quite nice. And the pricing, I'm going to go with a 5. I think New Balance have done well to basically produce a sneaker that looks like, the higher tier New Balance sneakers, but coming in at a lower price. And that's why overall I'm going to go with a score of a 5. I think this particular colourway works, especially if you can grab them on sale. I think it's definitely worth grabbing. If you're after a New Balance runner and you want to try something new, then this is definitely worth having a look at, especially if you're kind of bored of the 1906R or the 2002R.